The Value Project Podcast, adding as much value as possible to inspire our listeners to achieve more out of life. Buckle up, it's about to get real.
Hey legends, and welcome back to the Value Project. I'm James Rowdy.
And I'm Nate Gresk.
And this is episode number 2, and today we are talking about mindset and routines. We want to talk about how important mindset and routines are to us and the impact that they can have on changing our lives completely. Nate, I know that you've got some really exciting stuff to share with myself and our listeners today, so let's just dive straight in. I'm going to hand it over to you. Do you just want to fill us all in on this amazing value that you're sharing with us all?
I would love to. So, guys, like with the right mindset, as we know, anything is possible. But
Absolutely.
with the wrong mindset, nothing is possible. So, how do we create that unstoppable mindset? Well, if you want to succeed in life, you need to take massive, relentless action and keep adjusting your approach until you find what works. How many people do you know what to do, but don't do what they know, right?
The majority of people.
Exactly. So I'm sure you can relate, and so can I. So I'm not here to tell you that I'm some superhuman person with superhuman willpower. What I had was a mission and a why, a strong enough why as to why you want to start a new business or why you want to overcome addiction or whatever it may be. A strong enough why will get you to take action when the tough times come. But alongside a mission and a why, you also need a tool, and that's a tool of momentum. And to be honest, this single tool is what helped me create my unstoppable mindset.
Mm.
It's the ability to understand what momentum is. So, what is momentum? Well, Rowdy, I'm sure you've seen a football game or a basketball game
Yep.
or any sporting event, and one team seems to be dominating, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Then all of a sudden, something happens. There's a moment, a shift in certainty that happens to the other team, and where someone lays a tackle or someone does something courageous, and the game changes.
Yeah,
Who
100%.
was the follower now becomes the leader, and who was the leader now becomes the follower. And if that's what I want our listeners to achieve in their life, and that's what this whole exercise is about. See, people say knowledge is power. You hear it all the time. Knowledge is power.
100%.
Knowledge isn't power. It's potential power. Execution is the ultimate power. Execution trumps knowledge every day of the week. That's why studies show if you just listen to what I'm about to share passively, you'll retain about 10% after a month. If you listen and you take notes, and even if you don't look at those notes again, you'll retain about 50 to 55% a month later. But if you listen, take notes, and really implement what I'm about to share, then studies show that you'll retain 80 to 90% a month later, right? So just listening passively, you don't really retain much information. So let's start with the concept of momentum. How do you create it?
Mm.
And how do you change it if you aren't where you want to be? How do you get yourself to take action and execute, right? Like I mentioned, mission, a big enough mission or a strong enough why will help you get there. But alongside that, you need a tool of momentum. So I'm going to show you guys something here.
So just for our listeners, Nate's holding up a bit of paper now where he's got 4 squares. Nate, do you want to walk our listeners through what's written in each of these 4 squares?
Yeah, guys. And if you're listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, that's fine too, because the steps are pretty easy to follow. So I want you guys to draw 4 squares for me, exactly like I have, 2 up the top and 2 down the bottom. In the top left hand corner, I was going to say right, but it's my opposite side. In the top left hand corner,
Yep.
I want you to write the word potential. In the top right hand corner, it's right, yeah. In the top right hand corner, I want you to write the word action or actions. In the bottom right hand corner, I want you to write the word results. And in the bottom left hand corner, I want you to write the word belief or certainty. Belief or certainty.
Yep.
So now you got your 4 words: potential, actions, results, belief or certainty, right? Now I want you to draw clockwise arrows just like I have in between them because there's a certain sequence to the way this works.
Okay.
So let's start out. What would you say the potential of any human is? What are humans capable of? Well, I'm sure you've seen it. Humans do things that seem impossible. Take, look at Michael Phelps. He won 8 gold medals in 2008 at the Olympics. Everybody said that it was impossible or it couldn't be done, right?
Mm.
So, what human beings can do is amazing. But my next question to you is, do people's results reflect their potential? No. What humans can do is amazing or extraordinary. What they will do is usually disappointing. And it's because and it's not because they're not capable or they don't have the potential, right? It's because they let that fear part of their mind take over. They're afraid. They're afraid of failure. They're afraid of rejection. They're afraid it's not going to work, and they let that fear part of their mind take over, and they actually lose momentum and they get stuck. The way to get out of that process, you can say, well, why aren't people getting more results, right? If they have all the potential. Well, people say it's because they're not taking enough action, right?
Mm.
Very often, that's the case. But do you think you could take massive action and still get shitty results or lousy results? Of course you can. Take a salesperson, for example, right?
Mm.
They can knock on 100 doors, and each door they go to, they say, "Oh, you wouldn't want to buy this from me." Maybe they don't say it verbally, but the way their face, the way they present themselves and the way they speak does. So someone might buy off you because they don't want your kids to starve, but you're not going to succeed. See, the real secret to momentum and creating that momentum is having a sense of certainty, right? Having that sense of certainty. So I'm sure you've seen Rowdy. I'm sure you've seen a footballer or a soccer player, and they've taken a mark, right?
Yep.
Or they're lining up to take that penalty shot. And even if you don't know the sport, there's something that you notice, and you go, they're going to miss. And
Yeah.
sure, and
100%. You know that they're going to miss before when they're
yeah,
about to take that kick.
exactly. And you go, and sure enough, they miss, right?
Yeah.
What was it that you noticed? You noticed that the way they'll stand, the way they're presenting themselves, the
Exactly.
way
Their behavior.
their behavior, you
Yep.
could tell there was a sense of uncertainty, right?
100%.
So versus like the best in the world, look at Cristiano Ronaldo. He goes up to that penalty box, right? And he goes bang, boom, straight in the back of the net every single time. Well, not every single time, but there's not an ounce of uncertainty in his body. And that's the certainty that I'm trying to show you guys in this whole exercise, right? It's like when people say, "Oh, I tried that, but it didn't work." When I hear honestly, when I hear people say that, I always think bullshit.
Mm.
Like what trying is like, it means like you're uncertain. So what are you going to do when you're uncertain? How much potential are you going to tap? You're only going to tap a little potential because you're scared or you're uncertain that you might fail or you're scared of rejection or whatever it may be. So you're going to reserve some of your potential. So you're going to tap a little bit of your potential,
Yeah, exactly.
right? How much action are you going to take?
You're going to take, yeah, little to none.
Little to none action because you want to protect your ego, you want to protect your mind, you want to protect your emotions.
Yep.
So when you're uncertain and you tap a little potential and you take a little action, what results do you get? You get shitty, lousy results, don't you?
Exactly right.
And then what does that do to your belief and certainty? You go, see, I told you this
Yeah.
wouldn't work.
Confidence goes down even
Yeah,
more. Yep.
exactly. I told you this wouldn't work. I told you it was a waste of time. And then what happens if you try it again? You're even more uncertain this time, right? So you tap less potential, you get less actions, or you take less actions, you get even worse results, and you go, "See, I told you this wouldn't work,"
Mm. You
right?
start doubting yourself even more.
That's correct. And this is why the poor get poorer. And I'm going to show you the opposite way of the rich, why the rich get richer. And when I mean rich, I'm not just talking about money. I'm talking, as you know, I'm talking about spiritually,
Abundant lifestyle.
yeah,
Yep.
physically, emotionally,
100%.
every part of what richness can be. And when I say poor, think about it this way. Have you ever noticed how happy people tend to get more happy?
Mm.
How sad people
Yep.
tend to get
More
more
sad.
sad,
100%.
how people making progress tend to make more progress,
Yep.
how people who are failing tend to fail more often.
Yep.
All that is momentum.
Yep.
That's something you can change so quickly when you understand this simple dynamic.
Mm.
But I hear you. I don't hear you. I hear our listeners going, but Nate, I don't have great results. I'm brand new at whatever you're trying to do, right?
Yep.
I don't have the great results yet. But it's like when I think about confidence. If you had to be confident to do something, then you're very limited to what you can do,
Mm.
right? So so the way we create that belief in certainty and start that upward cycle of the rich get richer is by getting the results in advance in our mind, right?
Yep.
The mind doesn't know the difference between something you imagine emotionally, something you imagine visually, and something that you actually experience in real life if you do it enough times. And I want to show you guys what that does. So I'm about to stand up here.
Okay, cool. So for all of
I
our
want to.
listeners, Nate's about to stand up. He's about to show us the next part of his exercise that if you guys are at home or listening in the car or wherever you are, we want you guys to follow along.
Yeah, if you're driving, if you
If
if
you're
you're
driving,
driving,
probably
don't.
don't stand up while you're driving. It's not recommended. All right, Nate.
Okay, so everybody's standing.
Yep. So we're all standing.
All right. I want you to take your right or left hand. Doesn't matter. Put your feet together, facing forward. You can't see my feet, but put your together, facing forward. Your
Okay.
feet together. So I want to take your left or right hand, whatever hand you are,
Okay.
and raise it and pointing your right or left index finger out. So
Yep.
everybody's doing that.
Yep.
Once you've done that, I want you to turn clockwise as comfortably as you can,
So you keep going.
and just make a mental
Don't
note.
move your feet.
No, don't move your feet. Just turn and make a mental note of where you got to,
Yep.
right? Bring it
Okay.
back around, drop your hand. Now this time, I want you to close your eyes and do it visually. So don't actually bring your hand up, but I want you to feel it. Make it feel real. So close your eyes and bring your hand up. Again, we're not doing this like we're not really bringing our hand up, we're doing it visually. Bring your hand up, exactly the same thing you do. And this time, I want you to go 25% further. So visually picture yourself bringing your hand up, turn around clockwise and go 25% further. And
Okay.
it feels comfortable and it's easy and it's simple, right?
Yep.
Right? Bring your hand back around visually and let's do it again. Let's do it for the second time. This time, I want you to bring your hand up and go twice as far as you did the last time,
Yep.
right? It's
Okay.
easy, it's comfortable, it's simple because you're doing it in your mind, you're picturing it, right?
Yep.
This time, bring your hand back around. Let's do it one more time. This time, when we turn around, visually picture yourself turning around like an owl or, you know, the exorcist, and you've seen that chick in the exorcist that turns her whole body
Yeah.
around.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so picture yourself turning 360 degrees right around. And it's easy. You picture it, you can do it easily.
And you're not moving your feet
You're
while you're
not
doing
moving
this.
your
You're still
feet,
in the same spot.
still
All you're doing is lifting that hand or that
visually.
arm and visually moving it around.
Correct. Yeah.
Yep.
So
Okay.
everybody done that? Now we want to open our eyes. And this time we want to do it again, right? Bring your hand up and this time we're doing it.
Okay.
Bring your hand up, point your right finger out.
Yep.
Everybody doing that?
Yep.
This time let's turn and see how far we get.
Turning all the way around. Wow. Look at that.
What happened, guys? Did you go further? If you actually did this exercise, I know what happened because I've done it in a room full of people. You went further, didn't you? Then, like, did you at least go 25% further than you did the first time? At least 80% of the people that do this go at least 25% further than they did the first time. So, what actually happened? Could have you done that the first time as you did the second time? Well, the answer is of course you could have,
Mm.
but you didn't because you have a set of beliefs about even how far you can turn, right? We
Yep.
have unconscious beliefs about everything. So just by doing a quick visualization in our mind, right?
Mm.
3 quick rehearsals, we destroyed those old beliefs of
Mm.
even how far we could turn the first time, and we actually turned further. And that's what this whole exercise was about, creating that certainty, that belief in your mind, because without that, nothing's possible. The mind's the strongest thing in the world,
Mm.
and you need to create that belief and certainty. But it's what stops a lot of people is fear, as you know,
Yeah,
Rowdy.
100%.
Fear stops everybody, right? So I like that acronym of fear, and you've probably heard it: false evidence appearing real, right?
Mm.
Because all fear is a made up story of a future that hasn't even happened.
Yeah.
That's all it is, right? So, but why does fear appear its ugly face? Like why? Like, you know what I mean? Like why does fear pop up? We've all heard of that fight, flight, and freeze response, haven't we?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so that reaction happens in the amygdala. I know I'm using a big term here, but it happens in the amygdala.
So what is the amygdala? Just tell our listeners
Yes.
what that is. I
Okay.
don't
So
even know what the
yeah.
amygdala is.
So it's the fear response part of the brain. It
Okay.
has some other things associated or benefits for it, but
Yep.
yeah, that's where the fear response is in our brain.
Right. Okay.
So we have we have that fear response in our brain,
Yeah.
and the thing is that we we still perceive the same stuff we did like 2 million years ago. 2 million years ago, right?
Mm.
There was all these roaming animals like the saber-toothed tiger and all this stuff. So
Yeah.
we had to use that fear response very often, right? We had to either stand and fight,
Yeah.
run away, or just freeze and do nothing.
Mm.
But the problem is that even today, we still perceive, our brain still perceives the same threats or the same fears as we did 2 million years ago. But this time it's not the fear of death. It's like or being scared that you're going to get killed, but we still perceive it the same, right?
Mm.
But today it's now the fear of being judged, the fear of being scared, the fear of not being worthy.
Yeah.
And I think all if you can understand what fear is and just realize that it is a made up story of a future that hasn't happened because you're concocting these thoughts and you're scared of something that hasn't even happened yet, right?
Exactly
So
right.
as long as we can reframe what fear is,
Yep.
and I like this other acronym, instead of false evidence appearing real, we can call it face everything and rise.
Yeah. I like
So
that. Yeah,
yeah,
that's cool.
yeah, it's
That's real strong. I
use
love
it.
that.
You can use it, bro.
Yeah, I
You
will.
can you can use it,
I'm
bro.
definitely gonna be using that.
So, and that's the way we overcome it. I'm sure you know, bro. The only way to overcome fears is face them head on. But we get scared, and our body doesn't, or our brain doesn't know the difference between a life and death situation.
Mm.
I know we know intellectually, but what happens in the body is our when that fear response happens, adrenaline and cortisol, the stress hormones, get released.
Mm.
And this sends shockwaves through our body, and we don't know the difference. That's why the brain can't depict the difference. And we still feel like it is a life or death situation, even though it's not, right?
Yeah, 100%.
So, yeah, hopefully, what I just shared was value to our listeners. And I wanted to start the podcast that way because I wanted to set it straight, like straight with this podcast, straight off the bat,
Yep.
with about mindset. Because when you can create that belief and certainty in your mind, like I showed with that little exercise and what it does, just by 3 quick rehearsals, do you
Mhm.
think you could go further if you tried 3 more times? I bet you probably could,
Yeah,
right?
exactly right.
And it's that visualization, creating that belief and certainty in advance in our head. Get the results first in your mind. So hopefully everyone appreciated that, what I just shared.
We appreciate it, mate. Thanks for sharing that with us. And I think just on that whole fear thing, right? It's like, you know, if we look into the future, we're fearful, and that creates anxiety. If we look into the past, that creates, depression. If we present, and current, present in time, you're happy. So, if you're experiencing anxiety or depression, you're probably looking either too far into the future or too deep into the past.
100%.
So, and that's where that fear comes from. And
100%.
yeah, mate, I think that's it's an amazing exercise that you've just shared. Very, very powerful. I think, especially with the whole visualization thing. I mean, I know you and I are big on manifesting, and and that all comes along with the whole mindset and stuff like that. Like I notice now, I visualize everything. I'm a visionary, so I everything I do, with everything in my life, I visualize, and I manifest of, where I'm going to be, where I want it where I want to go, and what I want it to look like. So yeah, so guys, I'm just going to share a few other things that
Yeah, do you want to talk a bit about mindset? I know
yeah,
I just showed
absolutely.
that stuff, but there's different aspects of it, and people do things differently. So yeah,
Yeah,
share.
cool. So I've got a couple of sort of like little hacks, if you will, that I use. So, we all have those days where we're at home, we're feeling unmotivated, we're procrastinating, like, oh, I've got to get this done. Whether I've got to do this email, I've got to do this workout, or you got to do this thing for your business, or whatever it may be. That thing that you're always putting off, right? And then you're sitting there on your bed, or you're on the couch, and you're scrolling through TikTok or Instagram and you just don't have the motivation, and you're just like, I've got a couple little hacks, right, that get me through, overcoming those obstacles. And like Nate said, like you've got to mindset's everything. If you don't control your mind, you're fucked.
Yeah,
Like, and that's being
your
blunt.
mind controls you.
Well, that's it, and you've got to be strong and you've got to have a strong fucking mindset. So, when I'm feeling unmotivated and I'm on the couch or wherever and I'm just like can't be bothered, you know, I, for one, I'm very self-aware and I'm very lucky, to be that. I think, each of us as individuals need to be more self-aware because that creates happiness. But yeah, so what I like to do, I either go onto YouTube or Spotify or Apple Podcasts, and I just search motivation or something like that. And I'll watch a, you know, 5 to 10 minute sort of video. It's usually David Goggins saying, get the fuck up, motherfucker.
You actually
And
introduced me to him. Oh
yeah,
well, told me about him.
so, but you watch stuff like that and all these, aspiring people, that and you look at them and you go, yeah, they're right, and I look at it and I just go, all right, cool, that's a kick in the ass I need. The other thing that look for motivation is every morning now it's like clockwork, waking up at sort of 4:30 in the morning and I'm just lying there in bed, I'm waking and get my thoughts and I envision the future me from 5 years in the future,
Wow,
walking in the room. He's going, "Get the fuck up. We've got work to do. Let's go." And I tell you what, that gets me fucking out of bed pretty fucking quick.
that's
Like,
powerful.
yeah, I mean, like, I know what that person looks like, and I want to get to that stage of my life. So, again, it's a mindset thing, right? It's like, okay, cool. I can stay in bed longer and, and snooze and, get that, extra half an hour in or whatever it may be, and then what? You achieve nothing, and just go, "Oh, okay, cool." And then, you're setting the tone for the day. You're telling your mind, it's okay to stay in bed. It's okay to, just watch TikTok videos and Instagram or, just, it's all good to waste time.
Yeah,
And then those goals that you're wanting to get to, they get further and further and further away because you've got the fucking wrong mindset to go and achieve those goals, right?
yeah,
So,
correct. But it's like if people wait till they feel motivated to do something, well, guess what, guys? That motivation doesn't last, and that motivation only comes at certain points. Like if you wait to feel motivated to do something, guess what? You're not going to achieve much because half the fucking time, I'm not going to lie, and I'm sure you're the same. I don't want to do shit.
yeah,
I don't want, it's
same.
fucking hard work. I don't want to do fucking
Yeah,
I don't want to do nothing.
I'm
So
the
if
same.
I waited for that motivation, I've actually got a good quote that I actually came up I came up with.
Yeah.
I say like motivation is like Red Bull, right?
Mm.
Because it gives you all this energy. You have all this energy when you feel motivated for like a couple of hours or even longer, like kind of like Red Bull, but then you come crashing down and it's not sustainable. So yeah, I just wanted to add that because like
Yeah,
if people if like those motivation videos are amazing and they get me motivated, but even sometimes like I don't want to do shit and I'm sure you're the same.
yeah, and 100%. And I think what that does, that puts things into perspective, right? Because the only limits like the only limits we have are the ones that we set ourselves in our mind, as you've just demonstrated, right? So,
Exactly, bro.
yeah, it's very, very important. So, being like I was saying before, being self-aware, noticing your bad habits and being honest with yourself.
That's a big one.
That's a
Being
big
honest with yourself
yeah, well,
is
that's it,
massive.
and it's just like, fuck, we all know when we're being lazy. We all know when we're scrolling and we're going, "Oh, yeah, cool, I'll cook dinner in an hour," and then, you get to an hour and you find some videos or some content, and you go, "Oh, yeah," and I'll just keep, I'll push it off another half an hour, or I'm gonna go for that run, and you push it off half an hour, do that workout, and you just keep pushing it off.
TikTok's the worst for
TikTok is the
that.
worst for that, Jesus. But you know what I mean? It's you just keep delaying, and like Nate said, there's man, we're all super lazy. I'm very, very lazy.
Yep.
Like I get up like still every day. I've got a very structured routine, but I
Which
still
we'll touch on soon,
yeah,
routines and that.
absolutely, and well, that's what we're getting into. But it's just like I'm super lazy, but I still get shit done. Because it's just like you've got to get up and you just got to fucking do the reps. You got to put in the work.
Exactly.
You know,
Like I said last episode, it's hard either way.
yeah.
It's hard if you stay still and do nothing, be lazy, or it's hard if you go out there and take the massive uncomfortable action, because that's what it takes to go to your next level, to get to your next phase in your life. You need to take massive uncomfortable action,
Mm.
and a lot of people don't, because it's that fear, like I spoke about, it stops us. But I like to say that greatness lives on the other side of fear. Fear is just a sign. It's not a stop sign. It's just a give way sign. It's like, okay, what's actually happening now? How do I get to my next level? The only way to overcome it, as we all know, intellectually, we all know that. But like I said at the start, how many people know what to do but don't do what they know? Everybody knows what to do, but no
Oh,
one does what they need to do.
100%. And I think once you realize, and you start taking action and you get those small ones, you go, fuck, I went to the gym today, like, fuck, I got that PB. Wow, and then you go back next week. Fuck, I could smash that PB again. Shit, it's momentum. Like you were saying before, it's all about momentum. You just got to show up every fucking day and do the fucking reps, right?
Yeah,
That's what it comes down to. Show the fuck up, do the fucking reps, get it done. You're going to feel 10 times better. And it's training your mind that you can achieve anything that you put your mind to.
exactly.
Like
And don't lose that momentum. Like I know sometimes you do when you get slack doing things, but
complacency is
But
all is the
losing
killer.
losing that momentum, it's like going back 100 steps.
Yeah. Well, it's like when you go to the gym, you stop going for a week.
Yeah.
You get back in there, you go, fuck, I'm back on 10 kilos. Like, it sucks. And you're
Yeah,
going, shit, lose gains because it's momentum. Success loves speed,
it does.
So,
I love that.
yeah. So, look, just on the whole mindset thing, being self-aware is key to your mindset and happiness, right? So, your brain is like a computer. You need to teach it and update it every day. You need to read books.
If
You
you're not
need to
growing, you're dying. If you're not climbing, you're sliding.
that's it. Exactly right. I love that. But you need to have a routine. It's good to have that mindset, and and when you've got that mindset, it's all about how you're speaking to yourself as well. It's telling yourself, fuck, I'm the best. Every day I have very positive conversations in the morning with myself, right? So I'm just going to walk you through sort of what my routine looks like and how that contributes to my mindset, and gives us that unstoppable mindset, right? So I wake up at 4:30 every morning. Straight away, I do a 30-minute meditation. And in that
What meditation do you do?
there's a guy on YouTube that I listen to. His name's Brian Scott. And then I also might do some Headspace. Listen to
So is it
Headspace.
a guided meditation?
Yeah, it's a
Yeah, okay.
guided
Yep.
meditation. And I find it, helps me be very present, and then yeah, I visualize what I'm going to do for the day. I visualize my goals, my life's mission, everything like that. And that takes me to about 5 o'clock. Then 5 o'clock, I'll go to the gym. Right? I have to go to the gym. There's days where I just feel shit, and we all have those days.
Yeah.
Where you just don't have energy or something like that. I might go for a walk, but I've got to go do some form of exercise. If I don't, I feel shit. Then I've got anxiety and depression knocking on my door, going, "Hey, you're not achieving anything today, motherfucker." Like, we're gonna be your best friend. I'm just like, no, I can't deal with that.
What's your favorite quote?
What is my favorite
I
quote?
don't know if it's your favorite quote, but you hear it, you say it all the time.
I say, get out there and suck today's dick.
That's it.
So, and I think,
I'm
everyone,
glad you clued on to what I was talking. I'm glad you clued on.
if you guys follow me on social media, I say that quite a lot and I fucking get fired up by it. But yeah, get out there and suck today's dick, so I go out, I'll do my workout, and I feel 1,000 times better, and then I come back and I'm like, all right, cool. I'll do ten minutes of visualization after that, and then 10 minutes of breath work. Right. Then I'll jump in and I'll have a 5-minute cold shower. All right. This sounds like fucking some superhuman shit, but it's not. Everyone can do this, right? And it's just like, oh, cold shower, it's uncomfortable. Yeah, well, you've got to learn to be comfortable being uncomfortable. If you want that
100%.
killer mindset, and I'm not saying that you all have to take fucking cold showers. I know you're all fucking, some of us are precious, and some of us just can't do it. Well, you all can do it, but it's up to you.
There's amazing benefits to
There is amazing
cold
benefits, but
exposure.
there's also amazing benefits to hot showers too. But what I'm trying to say, this is my routine.
Yeah,
This
of
doesn't work
course.
for everyone,
Of course.
and your routine's different, and we've all got different routines, and it's purely, for me, this works for me because it gets me in the right mindset, and how I seize the day, and then after that breath work, I'll have that cold shower, and then I get ready for work and stuff like that, and then I just reflect, and I'll just go, cool, what am I doing today? What are the goals? Cool, and I set myself, daily, weekly, monthly, yearly goals. That's fine, but I'll jump in the car and I'll listen to podcasts or, that motivational, there's one that I listen to every morning when I do my
What is
cold
it?
shower. It's called The Lone Wolf. If you search
Oh,
The
yeah.
Lone Wolf,
I've heard it.
it's
Yeah.
called Motivate by Motivate. It's a little podcast, and man, it fires you the fuck up in the morning. I think it goes for about 10 minutes, but damn, it just, yeah, it's very, very powerful. And I listen to that, and then that sets the tone for the day. One, I'm awake before most people are. I've accomplished so much more. I've done all my meditation, breath work. I'm fucking in the zone. I'm fired up. Let's fucking go.
Yeah.
And it's only like 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning. Cunts are just rolling out of bed. And I'm like, mate, I'm way
Did you
ahead.
say the C word?
Yeah, I did say the C word. Sorry. Sorry. But yeah, I mean, like, so that's what my morning routine looks like, right? And then, my our days change. Each day has its challenges that you need to face and overcome, and they look different every day. But it's also important to have, a morning routine and like daily routine. But you need to, obviously, morning routine needs to be thought out, and you need to find out what works for you and get you in that right mindset, right?
Correct.
Th- just as important is a nighttime routine.
Yeah. So what do
Y-
you do at nighttime?
So at nighttime, I sort of like I'm usually in bed by sort of like these days it's like 9. I like to go to sleep sort of like 9, 10 o'clock at the
Yeah, because
absolute
you're up at
latest.
what, 4?
4:30, yeah.
4:30, yeah.
So I look, for me, I live on like 5.5, so 6 to 7 hours sleep is comfortable for me, and I know everyone's different.
Yeah, not me.
Yeah, so there you go. But and that just goes to show.
And I'll share my routine
Yeah,
soon. It's
absolutely.
just to show the difference.
Yeah,
Everybody's
absolutely.
different.
So, for me, that works well, but my nighttime routine, now before bed, I'll make like a tea, and I just need to switch off. Like, I've got businesses, and I work full time. So when I come back home, I focus on those businesses. But then the 1 hour before I go to sleep, I'll either just, switch off. I usually just chuck something on YouTube or Netflix or something, and I don't really engage with it. It's just something in the background. I just doze off and I just
Yeah.
pass out. You know what I mean?
But it's like you just mentioned that you have a full-time job, you're busy, and you still you got the rowdy verse, you got
Ne-
next level, you got all these things doing the podcast. Like, this is your work day,
Yeah.
and we're doing this podcast right now in the middle of the day. So, and I love what the Rock says, and I'm sure you've seen it. When you get home from work and if you're tired, well, you're not tired, you're uninspired.
Mm.
If you're not, like, you know what I mean? If people go, like, to achieve your dreams, if you get home and go, "Oh, I'm tired, I can't be bothered," well, you're not tired, you're uninspired. And I
Yeah.
love that, and it's so true. And that just shows you're an inspired person, and
Yeah,
you go
exactly.
after things, because there's always time in the day. The most successful, everybody has 24 hours in a day. No
Yep.
one gets more hours, no one gets less. It's just what you do with it that time, and how you schedule that time, because there's a difference between being busy and being productive. There's
100%.
two
And
totally
everyone
different
says, oh,
things.
I'm busy, I'm busy, I'm busy. And I'm just like, well, that sounds horrible, because I'm being productive,
Yeah.
and that's it, like I'm achieving a lot right now. But it's like, I know everything I'm doing now is from that guy who's walking in my door at fucking 4:30 in the morning going, get the fuck up,
What's he look
motherfucker.
like, bro?
Mate, he looks
Is he
phenomenal.
sexy?
He's very sexy.
Okay. I would.
He's phenomenal, but you know what? And I just know, cool, everything I'm doing now, the sacrifice I'm making is for that person.
Yeah,
All right, cool, and that's
100%.
that's why that's what gets me in that mindset. So I think for all of our listeners, you guys need to dive deep and go, what is your purpose? You know, what do you want to achieve out of life? Because most of us are just existing, going living day by day, going to that job you're all hate, and then drinking all your sorrows away on the weekend. So
And you're right. It's you got to find that purpose. You got to find, like I said, the mission. You got to have a big enough mission, a big enough why, because that will get you through the tough times. And I've actually, I won't share it now, but I've
mm,
got an actual exercise. It's a quick exercise, and it's so simple to find because everybody like thinks they're doing something like they might say, "Oh, I want to become rich or whatever," but that comes from your head, not your heart. So I've
that's
got
it.
this exercise to take it from your head to your heart, and it's something so simple. But once you find your true reason why, like I can tell you guys, mine is my son. I didn't have choice growing up. I didn't have my father around.
Mm,
And my big why is being that role model to my son. So even when the tough times happen and I go, I don't want to do shit, I don't feel like doing it right now,
mm,
that gets me over it because
yep,
I want to be that man. So my son can be the man he deserves to be because I didn't have that growing up. And that's what I don't want for my son. So you're right.
100%,
Having
bro.
that purpose, having that mission, that's what you need. You
That's
need to
it.
decide straight off the bat, straight away, why are you doing something? Because if it's just to get rich or whatever else, that you, that won't keep you going. That's not sustainable.
That's
That
it.
won't get you to take action when the tough times come. And trust me, they fucking come. They come more often than not. It's hard every single day.
Mm,
So,
yeah,
yeah,
100%. So yeah, just back to the nighttime routine. I have
we
that.
digress a bit, don't
Yeah, we
we?
do digress a bit. I love it.
Yeah.
So nighttime routine, like I'll chill out for an hour, I have a tea, but there's a couple of supplements that I take. I take magnesium and reishi, which is a brand called Life Cycle, which I share a lot on my social media.
It's a mushroom. And
It's a mushroom extract,
yeah,
yes.
extract, yeah.
And I just take that.
It
There was
helps with sleep, yeah?
Yeah, it does. So, there's also another one, lion's mane, which you can take for sleep, but I have it in my coffee in the morning. And yeah, that puts me in the zone. It also helps with anxiety and just helps you relax and stuff like that. They're really, really powerful. So I highly suggest those ones. But yeah, that was the nighttime routine. Nate, do you want to
You
tell
right, mate?
our, yeah,
You right?
sorry. Do you want to tell our listeners, um, about, what your morning and nighttime routines look like.
Yeah, I'd love to.
Cool. Walk
Just
us
to
through
show
it.
everyone's different, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. Compare to pair.
Yeah, and we're the like we do a lot of the same things, but the big thing is the time. You get up at 4:30.
Yep.
I get up at 8. It's because I work from home. I do things at home. So, and I've never been a morning person. You know when people say, "Oh, I'm just not a morning person." There's actually, and I know we've spoken about this.
Yep.
There's a thing called chronotypes, and people have different chronotypes. That's why some people are more active in the morning, and some people are more active at night. I'm
Mm.
more. I get. I'm my most active or most productive, I should say, in late afternoon, like to evening. I'm
Yeah.
more productive. That's why I wake up at 8 o'clock. Because if I wake up at 5 o'clock, it doesn't matter what I do, or 4 o'clock or whatever. And I did just on the weekend because I had this workshop, a
Mm.
sales and a persuasion workshop that went for 3 days, and I was up at like 3. And even though the workshop got me up and that, like I was just tired the rest of the day because my body's not used to it because we have different chronotypes. There's
Mm.
certain things that we do at different times of the day that we get the most out of it, right?
Yeah.
So I wake up at 8 o'clock, and the first thing I do, like you, is meditation. I do a guided meditation.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like a 6 phase meditation. It takes you through love, gratitude, like 6 different phases: love, gratitude, forgiveness. Then the fourth stage is all about your future. So picturing yourself in 3 to 5 years, kind of like what you do with that little thingo.
Mm.
It's picturing myself achieving my goals in 3 and 5 years and really visualizing it because again, that's how you create these things. Like we are all energy beings,
Mm.
right? We can create our future by getting the results first in our mind. We're putting it out there.
Mm.
And this is not foo-foo stuff. This is not woo or like, oh, if
Kumbaya.
yeah, kumbaya. If I believe it, I can see, or if I believe it, I can achieve it. No, this actually happens.
Absolutely.
So, and then the fifth phase is like about my perfect day. So I picture my perfect day, and then the last phase is a blessing. So even if you're not like believing God, I'm on like both sides. So I
Mm,
believe in a higher power. I believe in the universe.
mm.
So I ask for a blessing for the day. So I start with that. It takes about 20 minutes in the
Yep.
morning, my guided meditation. So not long. And anybody can do it. And I suggest guided meditation is the best form, because if you've never done meditation, I don't know about you, but for me, when I tried meditation and trying to shut off all those thoughts that are running in my head,
Yeah.
and not having a guided meditation and just sitting there and trying to shut off everything or listening to sounds, like my thoughts just run wild. And
100%.
people think that you need to shut them off. You don't. You just need to be aware
Aware.
of them, and just let them flow through your head. But meditation is amazing. And I've actually got this like really weird experience. So and I'll get to the other routines, but I thought I'd just share this. I didn't even think about this. I wasn't going to share this today,
Yeah.
but the first time I actually did meditation last year, and like I shit you not, right? I did it, and um, I went to sleep that night. It was at nighttime when I did it. I went to sleep that night,
Yep.
and like I'm getting goosebumps, and I've got like emotion inside of me, because
Mm,
what happened? I woke up in the middle of the night, right? And
mm,
my ex at the time, like, she can verify what happened. So I woke up in the middle of time. This wasn't a dream. I have dreams, nightmares all the time. This was real. Like, I woke up,
yeah.
and for like a full minute, I felt this force like pulling me. Like, I know everyone hears about what heaven is like,
Mm,
right? And I know some people out there might be like, oh, bullshit or whatever.
yeah.
For a full minute, right? I felt pure, like, no words can describe what I felt was not from this place. Like, I felt love beyond your wildest dreams. I felt like no worry, I had no worry, no nothing. For a full minute, I felt this force,
Mm,
and I don't believe in coincidences. So from doing that meditation the first time, and I'm not saying that this is going to happen to everybody out there when they do the meditation, but what I experienced that night, I've never had it in my life. And it's not a coincidence. I really think it's from opening my mind to meditation that this event happened. And
yeah.
I still can't describe it in words, because again, what I felt, the only way I can describe it is what people class as what heaven would be like, where it's meant to be like, yeah, all no worries, and like just peace and joy and love. And that's what I felt. So meditation is massive, like, I believe, and that's why I do it. And I start my day every morning like that.
Yep. So 8 o'clock to meditate. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, I digress, but I just wanted to share that
That's all
story
right.
just to show the power that meditation can have.
Yep.
So after my meditation, I just forgot what I do. I digress. I just forgot what I do. Nah,
So what do you
after
do?
yeah,
8 o'clock you wake
yeah,
up, you do your
yeah,
meditation, and then what do you do?
I do my meditation. I do some breath work straight after it. So I do cadence and apnea breath work, like the free divers. It's like what free divers use.
Yep.
And anybody that wants to do some breath work, there's an amazing company called Shift Adapt, and they've actually partnered with the UFC just recently over the last 3 months to
Okay.
work with the UFC partners on their breath work. But
Yep.
you can look into it. I won't go fully into it,
Yep.
but Shift Adapt is the company, and they offer a good service. Like, it's a paid service, but it's well worth it. So I do breath work. From breath work, I go into yoga, and I just do a simple 10-minute yoga, and I do it for flexibility. I do it for my mind. I do it for everything. And I've been doing the same one, a
Mm.
free one, just on YouTube for the last like year, every single morning. So I do that. Then I have breakfast and I go to gym. I know people go to gym without eating, but I have breakfast and then go to gym.
Yep.
So that's my morning routine. Usually takes about, to be honest, 2.5 hours, like sometimes 3 hours. Depends if I'm just like, while I'm eating breakfast, I'm looking through emails or I'm looking through social. It just depends.
Yeah,
But,
yeah, yeah.
and I know everybody doesn't have those hours in the day, right? Like, it's just not viable or feasible to do that.
Mm.
But that's what I do because I work from home. So, and then I've got a nighttime routine. Um, well, actually, before I eat dinner, I have my world famous.
Oh, the shake.
Yes.
The shake.
Yeah, my world famous brain smoothie. It's not world famous at all. It's world famous to it's world famous to me. So I have this brain smoothie. I have like leafy greens in it, like spinach and kale. It's going to sound disgusting, guys. So it's
It
in a
does sound
yeah,
disgusting, but walk us through it.
yeah. So it's in a blender. I blend it all up. So in a blender, I put water, I put spinach and kale, I put broccoli,
Mm.
I put avocado,
Yep,
I put raw eggs, 2 raw eggs.
that's it.
Uh, then I put dark chocolate, like cocoa. So it's like I get 95% like cocoa chocolate, and all I do these for reasons because everything that I've just mentioned plus more have all benefits to them,
Mm.
right? Then I put blueberries. Blueberries have phytonutrients that are amazing for your blood flow in your body and that. And like the avocado is a good fatty fruit
Yep.
or vegetable that is because your brain is a fat. It's made up of fat. So like low fat diets are not good for you. People think low fat diets are good. No, but you can't have fatty diets. You need good healthy fats. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So the blueberries and then coconut oil, and then I also put turmeric. I cut up turmeric because it has this amazing chemical in it or this thingo in it called curcumin,
Yep.
which is amazing for your brain and everything like that. And then also walnuts.
Yep.
And I blend that all together, and it looks like something a dog has just thrown up. And
Yeah.
but it doesn't taste bad. I think it's because the blueberries and the dark chocolate make it not taste that bad. So I drink that every single day, and I think that's my secret advantage.
Mm.
Even though I have it at nighttime, like maybe that's why I'm so productive at nighttime and come up with my best ideas at nighttime or in the shower. You know, the
Yeah.
shower, like I come up with my best thoughts in the shower. Do you?
Yep.
Yeah. So then, before I go to bed, I have what I do is I put on blue blocker glasses
Yep.
to block the blue light because
Yep.
the blue light stops you from producing melatonin, which melatonin is what helps you go to sleep. So I wear these blue blocker orange glasses,
Mm-hmm.
and then I have a sleep tea and I use reishi, exactly like you. I put reishi extract in them. I also use lion's mane in the morning too. I didn't mention, and shilajit.
Yeah. Shilajit. Yep.
Yeah, shilajit's amazing.
Shilajit's the little secret.
It is. You got me onto that
Yeah,
too.
Shilajit, guys. If you can get your hands and just Google search Shilajit and get yourself some black tar, and essentially what it is, it's basically decomposted plants that's over 10,000 years old that up in the Himalayan mountains taste like shit. But my God, it will put you on point in your game. In the morning, the shit's all over any sort of supplement. It shits on coffee. It
It's a
shits all.
clean energy, isn't
It's
it?
a very clean energy. I take it in the afternoon with afternoon crash, but yeah, I think that's the value right there.
I know.
Even though
You
we've
got me
just give,
onto it too.
yeah, guys, we highly, highly,
Highly
highly
rec.
recommend Shilajit.
It has
Uh,
84 out of the 104 minerals that your body needs too.
it,
It's
it
got so many benefits.
it
So
will
many.
it will change the game. So yes,
Thanks, bro. You
yeah,
get
you're welcome.
Thanks, brother.
And then okay, cool. So
So yeah, I
yep,
have the sleep tea. It's just from T2. It's just a sleep tea
yep,
to relax my body, and I have the reishi extract in there just to get a better sleep. And ever since I've done that, I have these amazing sleeps.
it's good for
And
REM.
yeah,
Good for REM
very
sleep.
very good for REM. Then I read a book,
Yep.
and that's basically my night. That's the last thing I do. I read a book, and that's the last thing I do, and then I go to sleep and I have a good sleep. So they're my routines. You can see the difference between both of ours,
Yeah.
and even though we do some similar things. Oh, actually, I probably should mention too. I have a cold shower. I've been doing it for the last year and a half, every single day. It's one thing that I haven't stopped. The meditation I've missed some days and yoga and stuff,
Yep.
but the cold showers never missed a day in a year and a half, and
Yeah.
it
Wow.
is amazing. I don't do it in the morning. I do it at night time. I never have a shower in the morning. I'm just one person. I do it at night time.
Yeah. Okay.
I just have a shower at night. But for in winter, everything. I've been doing it for a year and a half, and I love it.
Yeah, I love it too.
I look forward to it. But sometimes I'm like, and especially in winter, it's like, oh shit. In my mind, it's like I don't want to do it. But then I think, because when you've done something so long, it just becomes a part of you. It's like tying our shoes. We've done it a million times, so
100%.
it just becomes natural. It's like driving a car. We've
Yeah.
done it a million times, so we can do 10 other things at once.
Cool.
So they're my routines.
Yep. All right. Awesome. Um, Well, that's we're gonna wrap it up there, guys. That's pretty much it. That's the episode for today on mindset and routines. We just want to thank everybody for the love and support so far. The feedback has been overwhelming, and we are very grateful for all of you taking the time out of your day and listening, and also providing feedback. It means the world to us. So please like, share, subscribe across YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. Thanks, guys.